The CrownLabs project has been created as a response for the coronavirus pandemic. Our university was able to transform all the traditional lectures into online classes. But what about labs? How can students practice with coding labs, networking, data mining, and all the many subjects that are required by a computer engineer? Our answer is CrownLabs, an online learning environment for labs which is based on three pillars. First, CrownLabs is cloud-based. Each student has its own virtual machine running on a remote data center with a pre-installed working environment, exactly what the student needs for his lab. There's no need for powerful hardware at home. In addition, the student can also get access to licensed software available only on the university premises. But this is just a remote desktop, isn't it? In fact, CrownLabs is much more than a remote desktop. It's a collaborative learning environment. Students would like to work in a group with their teammates. They would like to make their assignments together with multiple people taking active parts on the work. How can you do this when people are not in front of the same computer? Now, with CrownLabs, multiple students can connect exactly to the same virtual machine and work together, operating on the same environment. In addition, also instructors can connect and operate in the same way in front of the student's eyes. Because this is exactly what happens in the real world. When the student is in lab and has a problem, he raises his hand and asks for assistance. The instructor comes, looks at the problem and shows how to solve it, often typing himself directly on the student computer. With CrownLabs, this is possible also when the instructor is remote. Finally, CrownLabs requires only a web browser. Nothing else is needed on the student PC, just a simple web browser. This is how CrownLabs works, being designed with the goal to support the requirement of students and instructors. So, not a remote desktop, but a cloud-based collaborative learning environment accessible through a standard web browser. And to spend a few words on the technology behind, CrownLabs is scalable, supporting a large number of students. For instance, CrownLabs is based on Kubernetes, a software framework that powers many modern data centers. Let's see now a quick demo of the system. So let's log in as a guest student. You see that this student has available only one lab here, so no running VMs. So he can start the VM, and now the VM is booting up. So we have to wait a little so that the VM is ready for us. The VM is now ready, so we can connect to the VM, the browser that has started. And as is clearly visible, this is a classical Linux customized with our objectives. So in this case, this VM has been prepared for a networking lab. So there is this GNS3 simulator. Okay, I can start the simulator. I can start with some routers. Okay, let's add one to router, and then let's connect one router to the other. And then let's imagine the student cannot start the simulation, so he created the topology but is not able to start the simulation. So what can we do? We can raise the hand and ask for help. In order to simulate help, let's change the browser And let's imagine we are the professor, so the professor can obviously log in as well. And in this case, the professor has also this area, which is called professor area, in which it has all the students who are currently doing their lab. And among the students, there's also this guest 1299, which is exactly the student that was there before. So let's try to connect to the same VM here. Okay, another browser that has launched, and here it is. We have exactly the same interface, the same screen that we had on the student, and we can definitely do our job. Now this is not so clear, so let's try to put the screens one aside to the other. So here in foreground you have the professor screen, and here in the background you have the student screen. And as is clearly visible, I can move, I can do any action on the professor screen, maybe even start HTOP, and definitely the same thing happens also on the other screen. So it's really clearly visible that both are able to operate on the same screen. So let's see the problem that the student had. He was not able to start the simulation, so it's easy, just start the simulation. Okay, let's wait. Okay, the simulation has started, and now the router is booting up as well. So let's try to connect to the console and see that in fact the router is ready. This quick demo shows the potential of CrownLabs, an open source platform created by students for students that provides a cloud-based collaborative learning environment, all web-based. For more information, you can connect to our website http://crownlabs.polito.it or send us an email. Enjoy!